Hey everybody, it's me, the DayTraderRockStar. I don't look too good, do I? I just want to apologize for being out of the market the last couple days. Over the weekend I've been really dealing with a stiff neck. But guess what? Guess what? I'm back. I'm back in the office. I am back. I just clickbaited you because everyone wanted to see what was going on, and now I got you trapped because I got some market information for you. I got back into the office today. I've been just a fast update, fast update. I got back in the office today. For the last 7 days, I've been dealing with such a bad headache. 3 of the days, I couldn't even sleep. Sleep meaning that, I was at a point where it was really pain level 9. And it started in my temple and went to the other side. It went down to my neck, and it just messed and just about seized my whole head up with pain, throbbing pain. So I ended up going to a series of battery of tests. That was a picture of me up at the emergency room. I was in so much pain. I don't know. But you know what? I found a chiropractor. That was the deal. Apparently I am disease-free and everything else, and no strokes or anything like that. But eventually I went to a chiropractor, and he adjusted me, and boom, it was like almost instant relief. So I'm on a kind of a schedule just with a chiropractor for a few weeks, I guess, and then I'll be back to normal. But I'm pretty much sitting at my desk right now looking at the charts for the first time in a long time. Good to be back. Appreciate Paul and everyone who chipped in to keep the show going. Now, a couple things I want to go over today really fast. I just got back into, I was out normally I'll be doing the watch list on Friday, but I couldn't. I was incapacitated, so I didn't get the watch list out. I was going to do a video of combination of a bunch of things. I want to give you some stocks today, but even though they're, I didn't get the research I wanted to do, and so I want to catch myself up, do a little video, see if we get a couple good picks, and talk to you about a couple trades. Get back onto the ES trading, MES trading if you want. I took one trade today, and it was a perfect textbook divergence. It was the only divergence we could actually, there was actually a couple divergences today. Was that nice? Where was it? It was, I think it was down here. Yeah, I think it was, this was the 5-minute divergence. You don't see it here. Between this low and this low, even though this is the 1-minute chart, that really was a 5-minute divergence. You can see the 60 period down here represents a 5 minute. So you can see where that lower low came in. This low was higher than the low back here. It was just, it's been curling up some. And technically, mathematically, it was a divergence. We ended up taking that trade and got a nice, I think 5, maybe 4 or 5 points on that. It continued to go even higher up to the previous close or previous low. Excuse me. Came back a little, bouncing off, bouncing around, and you can feel the weakness start up today. There was another little divergence right here, and it did get a decent move. Excuse me. This that headache really screwed me up because now it hurts my mouth, and I think I'm subconsciously not opening my mouth wide enough. I couldn't eat my sandwich today. It was just all my molars hurt and stuff, and I'm hoping that's the same thing. And I'm hoping I don't have to go for root canal next. I'm thinking it's all connected. So where I left off. So yeah, the market kind of sold off at the end of the day. Futures are gonna open up in about 15 minutes here, and I might be still here doing this video with you. It's not gonna be, but I probably will be, and we'll see if we actually see any trades set up overnight here. Came back real confident though, just up in it. I took that trade today, and then there was another trade, and I feel like, the patterns were working out real well. This was a nice what we call 2020 flag, and it could have shorted there, and that was what Anthony was on with me, and everything would have worked out fine. You had what I call very close to the relative action. I saw this candle go down, and I said, oh, this didn't even move. So I kind of felt that was a divergence there. But it also was that 5-minute divergence. So that was good either way. So I have this little cough because I feel like I am talking too fast or not breathing enough through my mouth, and it's weird. I remember to take deep breaths. And then when I do that, that's fine. So the market ends up closing out. We're open up tomorrow. Tonight's session, 6 o'clock. We'll see where we open up. So let's take a look at the overall markets fast. The first part of the video we'll call the market radar, where we go over a technical look at the markets and where we should be going based on those indicators. Now, I use the 5-indicator methodology. I call it the HPS, high probability setup methodology. And it's based off of reversal candles. It's based on support and resistance lines. It's based off mostly stochastics and the divergences that come between the price and the stochastics. That is, my key levels. If they happen, they don't always happen. So you're waiting for them to happen. When you find them, you have to act on them. And that's the business plan also. So we break those patterns into large time frames, which is a daily here, smaller time frames, which all the way down to the 1 minute time frame, which we trade off of intraday trade. And this is not a bad chart for like a long swing trade. It's a daily candles, and honestly, it's more bearish than bullish. Now, there's a seasonality effect that happens in this October. There's been talk of the market really being a bad performer going into the end of September and the first 2 weeks or week. It could be off a week, but the first part of October is kind of bearish, and then after that it turns really, really bullish. And now they focused on that a lot in TV, on media, and lots of times when that happens, then it doesn't happen. But in this case, it happened like it was clockwork. It happened like it was clockwork, So that statistic held well, even though there were so many eyes on it. So, of course, the next part of that statistic is that markets bottom out in the beginning of October, and then they go into a very strong end of October rally. Now the question is, are we at that point where we're going to get that rally? I would be very aggressively bullish if we had any type of breakout here. Like, a couple of things I'll be looking for. How the candles, we might have an up day, but if it doesn't really take out the previous high, I'm not going to be too excited. But right now, the way the market closed, and this is another thing, bond markets were closed today, and they were saying that stock market is moving against interest rates. We couldn't really measure those, and interest rates a lot work with commodity pricing. We know oil is going higher, so we might have a big shock reaction. Maybe that's probably what happened with the market at the end of the day today. This was based off catching up and getting in sync to what it should be if the bond market was open. That's my kind of guess, my kind of look at it at this point. That's one option. But it's more and more because the way it closed at the end of the day, and it was just resetting. It was getting ready for bond market open. I at this point now we're back at square one. Will the market, will the bonds continue to, the interest rates continue to rise aggressively? That will we'll see that tomorrow, and that's not probably going to bode well for the markets. So it comes down to that, and it's definitely something the market is paying attention to. Now, today was a Columbus Day holiday. Banks were closed, stuff like that. The bond market was closed. So, tomorrow we should have, bigger influx of, we'll see how this thing starts. The one thing I do know is the market will go up and give us signals, and we can take those signals short term. So that's a good thing. And that's what we'll be starting tomorrow on a more active basis. Now, happy to be back. I'm feeling better today. I'm getting progressively better, so I'm really looking forward to trading tomorrow now that I can sit at the desk. I wanted to make a comment on a couple stocks now. Call this the comment section. Well, we never went over the technical analysis of the 500. The muscles are squeezed in my brain. Well, we have this not a broken channel, but a channel that really, if we talk about what the channel line looks like, I usually let it set up itself, and I usually use closing prices as of an important level. And this kind of made sense. You put a parallel line here, and it could be off just a couple millimeters. Who knows? but it's in the right direction. It has. But do you notice the way it even closed out? That it pretty much, the price closed on the line, never closed above the trend line. Each day, even this day, we pushed this up a little, give it a margin of error, and I can push this up a little to the end of the candle up here, right? If you want to play that game. This looks like it's holding that channel and coming back down. 200 period moving average is in view here. It's in view. I'm resuming the video now, and this is also live tonight. I am back. I'm not going to go back into that whole story that I just ranted on, but it's on the video. It kind of gives you a breakdown of what happened. The everything here, taking a breath, everything here does look negative at this point, you know, especially with the candlesticks, especially what the issue I was just talking about is maybe the market opening up and kind of getting back into sync with the interest rates. And so it really is, I guess we got to see what's going to happen. I think 6 o'clock, which is only 7 minutes away, we're going to do this live. We'll be there to see where this market's going to go, you know, and see how the interest, well, I don't even know when does the bond market open? I have no clue when the bond market opens. Anybody? Is that just like a normal 9 to 5 thing? I'm bad that I don't know that. Or is it around the clock? Hey, Grilla. All right, so we'll see what happens there. Now, let's break it down a little bit more. Say the interest rates don't climb tomorrow, they start to pull back. The market probably has another shot here. I'd continue to watch this 4,400. As we can see, this trend line is just, if we get back above it, I think I'm taking that the market's getting in sync here. It's pulling back in reaction to, you know, the opening of the bond market. It's going to open up, and I expect with the oil prices going higher, the interest prices are going to go higher. So there, you know, everything's getting priced in here because oil closed. All right, so that's the game plan. So when we open up here, we'll see where the interest rates start if they start to drop. I think if we get back above this trend line, there's going to be some good news. You know, to get back above this big candle today would be our buy signal. And of course, understanding what's going on around us, I would like to, you know what the circumstances are at the time we're breaking out above that candle too. But I do feel this candle is a major candle, and it's opened up right on the trend line, continue to close on the lows. The 60-minute, this is a 60-minute. This is oversold. So we have one good thing here, but an oversold market could continue to drop hard, like it did back here, you know. And we're actually, wow, what a coincidence. I remember looking at this channel, and if I extend that channel all the way out here, look where we are. We're right back there. Is this a huge inverted head and shoulders pattern? It went up to the cup here. You know, the rim here opened up. That's another thing. There was a gap there. So that's going to be fun to watch tomorrow. I think we're going to have a good trading week because, and if we move down, well, then we have to look at some other levels. I mean, that's going to be a little devastating. Let's see what the daily. I didn't check the daily. I checked the daily. Yeah, the daily is kind of hanging there. I'm going to go with the seasonality trade, though. I'm going to be looking for the market to kind of bounce. I'm not looking for us to get down to the 200 or test this down here. I'm going to actually go with the seasonality statistics, just because it works so well this last pullback. So we are about 3 minutes to go to the open, and we will see where we open up. Is there any there is an early indication app that tells you basically where you are with some kind of weird futures of the futures. All right. All right, so the next topic of conversation is a public service announcement for traders out there. I know trading is exciting, and to be into a stock that's just running on, just running, and you want to be part of that. And there's, and I'm not saying this thing is not going to go higher. I'm not saying it's not going to go low. It has every feel of it, of going higher to myself. It's that chat. And the only reason I say this is I'm a full-time trader for more years than I'd like to tell you. I think 26, maybe going on 30 now. And you run across these type of trades all the time. Now this technically looks good, and maybe it's the beginning of a great company. It's in infant stages. But I see a lot of them being pumped. These stocks, the CEI and that guy Zach Morris, whatever his name is. A lot of these get pumped and then they drop, and people get crushed. A lot of people. I mean, it's okay to be in it and take advantage of the momentum, but don't fall in love with these stocks if it's not logical. And that's what I'm seeing here on the internet. I mean, I can't believe how many people are in these two stocks, the CEE and the DHES. That's because they feel like they're in some kind of cult. And the whole thing is a scam in the beginning. Like I said, I'm not saying anything bad about the company or anything, but the process is a scam. The people that promote it know that, it's you're starting a tidal wave here. You get going and it moves on its, it moves because of the people who got suckered into buying this or buying it up. And, and then more people come, and this guy's a genius, and it continues to go up. He's the man. It continues to go up, and, $18, and then the next thing, I guarantee it's going to $30, and the next thing you're back down to $9. Now you're back up to $12. I mean, this is still being thrown around. Be super careful with these. Just don't. What I'm trying to say, do your own research. Don't fall in love with stocks in general. Because that kind of blurs your vision. And take a look at the underscoring fundamentals of a stock, or what the stock is made out of, or what what's. I did some research on this. In the beginning, I'm sure it has a lot more. I bet it has a lot more users now because of the focus in the markets. So a lot of stocks are like that. So be careful. Just, to say not to trade them, I just wouldn't believe in them. Get overly excited and put everything you own in them. 9 times out of 10, and that's a good stat right there. It might be a little conservative. What's the other one? What's TK? All right, remember. Here's another one. TK. Remember the NFT phase? Remember these stocks here? $6 to $70, back down to $40. Now it's at $7. I wanted the shorted pack here at 13. I lost track of it. I don't watch it every day. This is, this is a lot of people getting, pushing the stock up, and then they all come back. Everything comes back. Show me a stock that does not come back after that type of move. Remember Bingo, BNGO? Remember that nice run? Remember Viru? I mean, these are not even good examples. These actually have some kind of business behind it. Market opened up, and we are lower. I got caught in that CEI. And I ended up I had an order in to sell, and when I was sick Friday, it sold. So it was about 180, 181 or something. I sold it at. But I looked at it in the hospital. I was in the hospital, and I saw it went back up to 240 after that. And I'm like, crap. It went back up. Right? Did it? I thought I saw it go up. Oh, one. No, this is Monday. Oh, I'm on the 1 minute chart. That's why. Friday. Yeah, it was up to It was up to 250. That was it last Friday. And I was sick. But I got out probably here, 180 when it popped. But I would have been back today, and it would have been right back where I was. I would have been a big bust for me either way. All right. So got through that. Let's take a look at a couple stocks. If you do find one of those stocks that kind of got some backing, some momentum, a crowd behind it, and it makes its move and comes back and settles in and doesn't continue to sell off but hold the 20, it's usually a very bullish sign. So today's pop on this was pretty nice. ITI has not done anything yet, and again on Friday when I was in here, it did make a nice move, I heard. And I looked at it on my phone, and it was up, and it came back, and it's kind of stuck under the 20-period moving average in this downward channel. I'm holding on to it. I'm holding this. I do believe news will bust us out of here. I don't know. Hopefully it'll take us all away. But I don't know when that news could come. I think an infrastructure bill being passed would be very bullish on this stock. I don't think he'd miss it either, so I don't think there's a rush to get in it. Well, it might be, because I think the news is going to move it. So I don't know if that's going to happen after hours, before hours. It'll get a nice move. I don't know where to, though. We'll see. If they got New York City or something like that, it would probably double the stock. They do traffic control and cameras and stuff like that. I think, again, it's not the worst stock. I mean, it did break down. The trend line came back, retested it, kind of bounced, but now it's kind of getting this, trying to bounce up a little. I mean, it's disappointing. Why can't some of these internet people get on my stocks, start pumping them? I'll give you a couple to pump. Another kind of a dog here has been underperforming is my Corning calls. GLW. Again, Friday was seemed to be a nice day on Friday. I'll zoom this in for us. We had a nice pop up to the underlying trend line. Maybe into my high probability setups. All right. Corning here, that activated. Let's take a look at what type of chart I had set up on this. All right. This is a different, I made this chart using the other platform, and I like that sometimes. It does give me different angles of it. You can see the 200-period moving average. You kind of have an underlying, let me see. So, from the area, it did come up here and kind of break through there and activate the trigger there. Pulled back today. So yesterday on that big pop, it really did kind of fake it out. If that 20-period moving average came down here, it would have. And for some reason, it just doesn't show the 20 once it starts its calculations. It shows you the forward testing, the back testing, forward testing. It just doesn't. It doesn't add the moving averages. So it's active. I'll tell you that. All right. I just want to touch base one more time on the concept of what I meant by not falling in love with these stocks. It's okay. I'm not saying they're too dangerous to trade. You need to have a move in the stock to make money. So, I'll take that move any way I could get it. If it's this way, but there has to be understanding that that's what's causing this. It's just the volume and stuff. And not to get clouded by the product. You're using the stock market to make money. You don't have to all of a sudden start to believe in it and really, be in it for that long. Thinking that it's, be logical in your thinking. Do you really think it's going to go from 3 to 30? I mean, does that normally happen? Yes, in these days it probably does, but it comes back down to 3. So I get it. Just be careful. That's the only thing I was saying. I'd trade them too. This one actually looks like it's good to go up some more tomorrow. ANY, excuse me. So that one's up on the board anyway, so we'll keep that up on the board. Let's bring up Boeing here. BA. Before I was under the weather, I picked up some Boeing about a week ago. It's holding its own. I picked it up. What did I get? 580. Trade about 505. 2 contracts, November 19s, 240s calls, and we were making money today. Market reversed. Boeing here trying to get out of this big downward trend channel. Tough breakout, fake out, call it what you will. Excuse me. I apologize. All right, so what we're looking for Boeing to do is, there's got to be some kind of better catalyst to get us through here. This does look negative. It looks like, it could sink back down here. I'm not going to like that very well. I was really looking to kind of hold this gap, make its move up, and go for it. Get to 240 pretty fast. I think 240 is going to bring you to 250 pretty fast too. Honestly, I think once this channel breaks, the cat's out of the bag. Now, big area is, do we pull back down to this 220 level? God, I would. I can't get a break on Boeing. That's a tough one. So I'm not sure if I put this on the video. I did check my records, and the CIE sold on Friday for $2.15. So I took a loss, and I picked it up for $2.74. I was just looking for a bounce just to get out of it. I think it went much higher than that, but I was out of it. I wasn't around to send out the alert. Sorry. All right, so next stock we're going to look at. Let me actually go to my trading log here. Let's see here. We did a lot of MES trading. I have that GXO, which is not really working out here. I got 30 shares of GXO at 78 and change. So let's take a look at that. Got up to 80. It's been pulling back. It's oversold. There's no real test of its valuation yet. There's no real patterns yet. There's an underlying pattern, but there's no support really here. I mean, we have the IPO, or when it split off from the parent company. It came public here. So it's a difficult trade. I tell you, I like the concept. Especially with everyone talking about supply chain issues. All right, 30 shares. I'm holding on right now. All right, so here we have another stock in a death spiral. Death spiral has caught the tide and sucked me down the hole too. I do have 300 shares at 1472. Which I circled when I got it, and it looked like it was about to make a move. There was some news. There was some. I said, all right, I'll take a shot. Moved up a little, and then started heading lower. Now, I do think this is a very cheap level for the stock, but is it all going to go back to 950? It almost feels like it. I want to consider selling this tomorrow, just to walk away. It's just a dead stock, not looking good at all. And the Tilray's same thing, just in a death spiral. And this is a classic example of those bubbles. It becomes so out of whack, you don't even know where this is probably where it should be priced down here, $4, maybe six. Here's a chart of Unity. Nothing great about it. It's not like it's at all-time highs. But I think I mentioned this on the show today, that if you look on Seeking Alpha, they have a nice article that is posted on Unity software and the potential. It had a nice little run earlier this morning. It turned over. The market did turn over and sell off pretty hard, but it didn't close on the lows. Kind of, had a nice little pop and then kind of rolled over with the market here down here. It's kind of acting a little bit better. I'm loving this stock, and I don't want to fall in love with it, but I do like the concept of augmented reality and the metaverse, and this is the company that's going to be a major part of that. That Roblox is built on, and all these augmented and virtual reality games. The customer base is rising. It's growing fast. I want to hold it into earnings. I think it's going to be higher going into earnings too. So I have to look up when the earnings are, but I feel they're still a ways away. November probably. Nothing technically to say on this. I'm going to hold it. It's a hold for me. It's one of my swing trades and position trades. Along with the Tesla, which I did take the Tesla off. So I had that 15 shares of Tesla. And we got a big trade out of that. And now I feel bad on the amount of Tesla. I thought I was getting out. Could have gapped up by $800. But you know what? I like Tesla a lot. Everyone likes Tesla. 800. I might be in this tomorrow just to trade an option on it. I'll make some comments on some of the stocks I'm just rotating through. DraftKings don't have any desire to be in this. Probably still way overbought. I scary stock, a SPAC, pedigree, a SPAC, lineage out of a SPAC. I don't trust it one bit. Start the video back up. We're just talking about the Vertex here, and watch the candle, the large candle. Stochastics are kind of holding range here. Insider buyers came in at $2 million worth of stock at 195.65. That was the CEO. From that point on, it kind of got hit. It continued to just drift down until we're at this low level. Right under 180. Typically, you get a pop, you get a pullback, and you get a follow through. So that looks very interesting for tomorrow. I need liquid. That's what I need. You tell I don't like to take too many pills. Ow, I turned the bend down there. Alright. I get this done and get out of here. My head's starting to hurt. Alright, I would think that Walgreens coming out with earnings this week, with all the traffic in the Walgreens at my place, that Walgreens is going to do well. I'm surprised to see it down here. Way off the hot. Well, you know what? It doesn't. What am I looking at? I'm looking at the hourly chart. Well, if we go out to the daily, it's still down. Looks like a dying business. Well, if we're looking at how the quarter is, I think it'll be an okay quarter. I'm going to consider looking at this one too tomorrow as a trade into earnings. And of course, every trade into earnings is almost considered a gamble. I'll do a little bit more research on this one. It's holding an upward trend line, but we don't really have it. We're not really holding it yet. We got a pop. That's consolidating here on the daily, so we'll watch that 20-period moving average. It's not an attractive chart at all. I don't really like it. Not my price range, but we'll watch it. The market move behind the scenes here. Market's making new lows right now. Here's the latest penny stock that I found. It was a logistics systems and transportation. Had some good volume in it. It was kind of under the radar. I'm in it. At it's 2 and almost 3 cents. 2.0293. So yeah, that one is hanging here right at 2.2. It's a penny stock. It's $500 worth of stock in this. Don't know where it's going. I didn't even look at the website. I just like the look of it. I said, all right, we got a little pullback. You know, I'm not afraid of the pullback here. It's a gamble. All right, just finishing up. Going through a lot of stocks off the IB 500 or the IB 50, and I like to do that sometimes. And this is not looking good. I went through 60 stocks. Some of these were old ones too. Majority of them very bearish in patterns. Even PayPal, Snapchat. I mean, big candle down days today. All these look like they're rolling over. Nothing really trading at their highs. But there are stocks trading at their highs. Racer put them in the room today. I believe Mosaic was one of them. MOS. I do remember that one. Yep, look at that. Explosive moves. NET. You love NET. So there is real strong stocks, and sometimes that's what you have to surround yourself with. But in both of those cases, you feel like you're chasing at this point. Well, all right. I want to just close out the video because I had to get home. Recuperate for tomorrow. Apologize for my coughing, my gasping. Sorry, it didn't make for a great video, but I'll see you guys in the morning. I'll be much better. All right? Take care. I'm back.